Okay, so UFC 317 just took place last night, and it was an amazing card. I'm going to go through all my picks and which ones I got right and which ones I got wrong. I got more wrong than I wanted to, sadly. I made some pretty bad picks. It was my first ever video of doing something like that, and I made it really fast. So next time I'm going to do some better picks. But I got the first fight right. I picked Denise over Hines. It was actually a decent heavyweight fight. A lot of these heavyweight fights are really boring and sloppy, like the Rosenstrike fight with Pavlovich, the Romanov Spivak fight. They're all just horrible. But this one was actually good. I wish more heavyweight fights were like this. Uh, Props to Alvin Hines. He didn't give up, but he just got pieced up really bad early on. He was bleeding everywhere. So, next fight, I got Smith. I got this one right. Nico Price is just ass. But Smith is also kind of ass. I mean, he tried to get him out of there early, but he needs to work on his cardio a lot more if he wants to make it up the welterweight division. But he got the win. I got that one right. And the odds were just in his favor by a lot. I think it was like the biggest odd difference in the sport's history if Joe Rogan was correct. Next fight, McKinney versus Borshev. I picked McKinney. I got this one right. At this point, I'm thinking, yeah, 3 in a row. I'm doing good so far. I might get them all right. But I picked McKinney just because he's a killer, be-killed fighter. And I didn't know much about Borshev. Also, I picked McKinney because he's black. And, you know, the melanin, you got to add a little extra melanin points. If you're black, you know what I'm talking about. If you're like 50-50, picking between a white guy or black guy, you just got to add some extra points to the black guy. So he did good. McKinney did good. First round submission. Good job from McKinney. Good win from him. Next is Araujo Cortez. I picked Araujo. It's hard to predict these women's fights. Cortez, I should have just gone with her just for the name recognition. I picked Araujo just because she looked in good shape in the fighter face-off, but that's what these women's fights, you can never really know. Emil versus Delgado. I picked Delgado. I'm proud of this one. If you have to pick between a Mexican and a Filipino, go with the Mexican. I said this in my last video. What Filipino is good in combat sports besides Manny Pacquiao? There's not many of them. They're not like, Mexicans are strong. Brazilians, strong. Not always. Brazilians are, 50-50, but they're strong. Samoans, sometimes they can be strong. Russians, Eastern Europeans, strong. Filipinos, maybe there's just not that many of them going into these sports to really gauge. But Delgado, good finish, good knee down the middle, ground and pound. I'm glad I got that one right. This next one, I really don't want to talk about this one. I picked Hermanson. And the reason why I picked Hermanson was because he fraud checked Joe Pyfer, who was a tall, big puncher, similar build to Rodriguez. But I should have done deeper into his background. He's been inactive since then. He hasn't fought anyone since Joe Pyfer. I thought he fought like someone else between then, but no, you can't have that kind of inactivity and then fight someone like Rodriguez. That's his fault why he lost. That's his fault why he got brutally knocked out. Because of his ineptitude to fight someone else 4 or 5 months after the Pyfer win. That was last February he got that win. A year and a half, and he fights a killer like RoboCop. That's on him. Again, my prediction video, I made it really fast. I didn't dive deep into things. The next prediction video I'm going to dive deep into all these picks. And I'm going to have much higher success chances. Knowing that, I would have picked Rodriguez, but whatever, we move on. I picked Lima. I picked Lima because I I didn't know much about how much Talbot improved with the Barcelos fight since then. And I thought Lima was good, which he kind of is good. He's just making poor decisions, poor takedown decisions, low IQ moves. So good on Talbot. Yeah, I don't think Talbot's going to make it super far, but he is young, so he'll probably keep improving. And who knows, maybe he'll be a champion one day by the time Marab's out. Next fight, Moicano versus Dariush. I'm never picking Moicano again. I'm never picking another fighter based on likability and personality. I should have went with Dariush. But Dariush was also inactive, so that's kind of why I picked Moicano. But Moicano's got that fucked up shoulder thing going on. I don't know if his collarbone is broken or what. He's had that the past few fights, and I shouldn't have picked him, but I did. Good win from Dariush. He got knocked down in the first round, but Moicano didn't capitalize off it. I think he is injured there. I think that's why his movements are just slow and bad. That third round was atrocious. But anyways, next fight, another L. Royval. I picked Royval over Van because Van fought like 2 weeks ago. Royval was fresh. He didn't have any injuries. He's tall, lanky, good striker. I thought he was going to pick Van apart, but Van, he's young, hungry. And it was Van that picked Royval apart. Royval probably would have gotten a split decision if he didn't get knocked down in the third. That was everything that the judges needed. That was a hard fight to judge. Fight of the year contender, great flyweight fight. I'm excited for Van. Van's going to get the title shot now with Pantoja. Speaking of Pantoja, I predicted Pantoja was going to win by submission in the third round. Good win from Pantoja. I'm so happy that Kai Kara France lost, so I don't have to see his fucking Maori war face ever again. That shit is so annoying, man. Oh, God, I fucking hate it. Ooh, if he would have won, we would have seen it in the victory speech. We would have seen it in his next fight. We'd have seen it in the interviews. We'd have seen it in all the video promotions that the UFC puts out. I'm so glad I don't have to see it anytime soon. He's going to have to fight some other guy. They'll probably put him against Manel Kape, maybe. I think that's the fight to make. There's history between them. Put him against Manel Kape, and I hope Manel Kape wins that fight, by the way. I want to see Kai Kara France reduced forever to the bottom trash heap of the division. Forgotten. And then the main event, I picked Topuria. That was an easy Topuria pick. My God. I was trying to stream my reaction last night, but I'm new to like streaming and content creation, so I had some technical difficulties. When I watched Topuria knock him out, I screamed like a little girl. It was a good reaction. I wish I could have gotten it, but I still have to work on my technical skills. But man, Topuria, I thought there was going to be multiple knockdowns and like a TKO finish. He knocked him out cold with a single punch. It was a 1-2, but he was out cold with that first hook. And then that second hook was just the cherry on top. I feel bad for Oliveira, man. Topuria is just... I'm so glad I'm living in this era with a fighter like Topuria, who's undefeated, who has so much aura. He's in the GOAT conversation already. He's not GOAT yet, but he has the potential to be GOAT. He's already said he doesn't want to fight for long. He just wants to retire early. I'm kind of sad about that. I want to see him fight contender after contender in the lightweight division. I don't want him to go to welterweight. I think he'll be too small for welterweight. Whether it's JDM or Makhachev, I think he'll lose that fight. Especially if it's JDM. JDM's a good striker, and he's going to be a lot bigger and a lot taller than any opponent Topuria's ever faced. But yeah, I'll probably make some other videos going in depth of who Topuria can fight next, who Pantoja can fight next. I mean, Pantoja's going to fight Van, so that one's already made. But there's a question mark on Pantoja on Topuria's next opponent. So yeah, great card. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 right and 5 wrong. At least I got more right than wrong. The next fight card I'm going to do predictions on, we're going to go deep into it. And I'm going to get some good picks. All right, so second video down. I want to upload frequently. Peace.